Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 greatest country singers of all time.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went high.
For this list, we'll be ranking the most proficient, popular, and emotionally stirring vocalists to perform in the country music genre. Who's your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. George Strait. Texas-born George Strait has a number of country music classics to his name. All My Exes Live in Texas and his version of Terry Stafford's Amarillo by Morning particularly come to mind.
Amarillo by morning, Amarillo, I'll be there.
However, Strait's career is much more than just a couple of hits, thanks to his smooth and soulful delivery.
And as long as there's a breath in me, I'll make yours just as sweet.
This is a singer who can capture hard-luck emotions just as well as whimsy or passion. It's this diversity that helps George Strait lay his claim to being among some of country music's most versatile and reliable male voices.
I'm carrying your love with me, West Virginia down to Tennessee.
Number 9. Patsy Cline. Sorrow, Thy Name is Patsy Cline. Oh sure, this country legend's career has featured the singer running through a gamut of emotions. However, it's perhaps her hit Crazy that best exemplifies just how strongly Patsy Cline could connect with her audience.
Oh, crazy.
There's a palpable sense of realism to her voice that enables Cline to transcend a song's composition. She was able to make basically anything her own and perform it in an inimitable way.
I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight.
While Crazy may be her best-known tearjerker, the voice of Patsy Cline is one that holds so many musical riches for those willing to investigate her history. Number 8. Merle Haggard. The voice of Merle Haggard is one that's well-versed in musical education.
And I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee.
Soul, blues, and jazz all influence this outlaw country icon, not to mention a fearless sense of lyricism. The Hag, as he's often known, didn't mince words on songs like Okie from Muskogee, Mama Tried, or Are the Good Times Really Over?
The good times really over for good.
Here was a man with opinions, a voice, and the willingness to connect with an audience. Of course, it also helped that said voice was clear, distinct, and full of charm. Merle Haggard's songs could make you think, even if you disagreed with the sentiment, and that was a testament to the power he had as a true country maverick.
Sing me back home before I die.
Number 7. Tammy Wynette. There have been many women who laid claim to being one of the queens of country music. However, in the case of Tammy Wynette,
Stand by your man and show the world you love him.
man, it just sort of fits, doesn't it? Wynette's immense power as a vocalist is evident from the first time one hears those crystal clear performances on songs like Stand By Your Man, Apartment Number 9, and DIVORCE.
I wish that we could stop this DIVORCE.
Other country singers like Emmylou Harris have commented on how Wynette could milk a vowel, but this amazing mezzo-soprano wasn't just a one-trick pony. No, Tammy Wynette was the real deal, able to razzle, dazzle, and absolutely enchant just about anyone within earshot. Long live the Queen.
Till I get used to losing you, let me keep on using you.
Number 6. Willie Nelson. The voice of Willie Nelson speaks softly, but carries a whole lot of weight and gravitas.
You were always on my mind.
The singer-songwriter isn't the flashiest musician in the world, but instead makes the most of his range. He picks his spots to shine and uses his voice to impact a sense of realism and honesty every time he sings.
In twilight glow I see.
Nelson could compose his own stuff, but he also knew how to choose expertly written songs and make them his own. It's no mean feat, but it's just one of the reasons why Willie Nelson's career has endured for so many years.
I don't want to be the last man standing. On second thought, maybe I do.
Number 5. Loretta Lynn. If you were able to spin one of Loretta Lynn's records, you'd be hard-pressed not to want to hear them all. Such is the charisma and likability behind Lynn's one-of-a-kind talent.
Get out while you can, 'cause you ain't woman enough to take my man.
Her discography is full of absolute bangers, from the controversial anthem for reproductive rights, The Pill, to her autobiographical classic, Coal Miner's Daughter.
Yeah, I'm proud to be a coal miner's daughter.
Loretta Lynn was an accomplished musician through and through, able to move gracefully through rockabilly, bluegrass, and traditional country with ease. Then there's that voice, full of rich depth and textured emotion.
Stay with me a little bit longer. Ain't no time to go, darling.
It's not likely we'll ever hear another Loretta Lynn in our lifetime, but in a way, that's okay, because we always have the records. Number 4. George Jones. It's so great that the legacy of George Jones continues to capture the imaginations of music fans today, thanks in part to series like Showtime's George and Tammy.
George Jones, the reluctant country star. He was a man of the people, which I think is what made him such a great singer and made him so popular, is that he felt very connected to the people.
The Possum, as he was known, was a complex man full of personal demons. However, George Jones was also in possession of one of country music's most accomplished and varied voices.
She thinks I still care.
Here was a singer who could be creative within basically any genre, singing circles around those pretenders to his throne. Jones was an acrobat of vocal power, sensitivity, and delivery, able to connect with audiences on a deeply personal level. This Possum, as it turns out, was indeed the GOAT.
Who's gonna give their heart and soul to get to me and you?
Number 3. Hank Williams. As great as singers like George Jones were, even he perhaps wouldn't have walked down his musical path without one Hank Williams.
Hey, good looking, what you got cooking?
The latter was often deservedly labeled as the finest country singer of all time. Williams' voice and music kickstarted a love of country music within the hearts of countless singers and musicians who sought to hold on to that richness in Hank's voice.
I saw the light. I was a fool to wonder and straight.
It's warm and smooth like molasses, the sort of voice that washes over you with a deceptive power. It's that of country's heart and soul, and an intrinsic part of the genre's DNA.
If I'm in love with you.
Number 2. Dolly Parton. A lot of people possess the wonderful gift of song and are able to use their voices to create music.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by.
Yet, despite the wealth of singers out there, perhaps none of them possess the indescribable it factor that's present in Dolly Parton. This is a voice that defines a country generation, if not several.
Those walls around you could never change her.
It commands respect, evokes tears, and even gets downright silly and whimsical at times. That's because Parton is always in control. She seems to know just what she's doing at all times and makes it appear oh so effortless. We all know I Will Always Love You and Jolene, but there's truly so much more to this wonderful, legendary voice.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Before we name our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Waylon Jennings, Outlaw Country Cool.
Never could told them all.
I never could walk the line.
Reba McEntire, a modern country queen.
Voice ringing in my ears. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down.
Garth Brooks, the Stadium Seller.
This is not living if you stand outside the fire.
Conway Twitty, unapologetically emotional.
Bring back the days when we were crazy in love.
Alison Krauss, a beautiful bluegrass soul.
You say it best when you say nothing at all.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Johnny Cash. Sometimes the best answer is the most obvious. The voice of Johnny Cash is, for many, the definitive voice of country music.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. And I'm glad to see you, neighbor.
And it's so easy to hear why, too, since the Man in Black has delivered so many iconic performances over the years. Cash's baritone voice is deep, sultry, and rich, the perfect voice for storytelling. Songs like Ring of Fire, I Walk the Line, and Folsom Prison Blues all display Cash's brilliance. But he was also a musician who could adapt with age.
And I'd let that lonesome whistle roll my blues away.
This was seen with the man's late period work, where he covered artists as diverse as 9 Inch Nails and Soundgarden. Johnny Cash could simply do it all, and country music was lucky to have such a talented singer in their ranks.
I would find a way.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.